he tells Jadakiss, and I'm a Southerner, so I want to know what people from up top think about Jim Jones telling Jadakiss his son doesn't know not one Nas song. And Jadakiss like, bro, my son in his 20s, he know Nas albums. And Jim like, well, that's your son. Top of the Top, episode 288, Stash House Podcast. Your boy Tyler checking in. First time listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. If you tune in weekly, salute, or there's just an episode, saw some topics you may want to hear about, thank you for tuning in as well. Podcast available on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Also hit that like button as well. And subscribe to your preferred audio platform. Tell a friend. Tell another friend, check out this show. All love is greatly, greatly appreciated. This week episode, a lot to talk about in the hip-hop world. It's getting hot outside, so I guess these rappers starting to call things out how they see it. First, we got the Clipse. They've been killing the album rollout. Still a couple more weeks till their album drop, their first album together since 2009, I believe. But this rollout, man, it got people talking, got people anticipating the album. This past single they dropped, So Be It. Pusha T took some shots at Travis Scott. There's been whole breakdowns of that. I want to give my side of things, how I feel things are going with Travis Scott and Pusha T. And also the boy Jim Jones, man. New York's own Jim Jones. In a span of about 2 years, I'll say, Jim Jones has said he's better than Pusha T, Styles P, and recently Nas. A lot of conversations. I woke up this morning, saw he was going at it with Shannon Sharp. I saw some of the Fat Joe, Jadakiss interview. Jim Jones, Nas, I want to talk about that as well. So sit back, relax, enjoy new episode, Stash House Podcast. Let's get to it. Now, to start things off, I do want to talk about this Clipse album rollout. Their first album together since 2009, like I said before. But the way they're doing this album rollout is very, very intriguing to me. First off, they're still having listening parties. I've seen people on Twitter. I've seen posts on Instagram, people sharing. You know, they got the hip-hop pages, so they're sharing people who went to the listening parties. They coming back to Twitter to give their thesis of the album, even before the album drops. Me personally, I mean, get in where you fit in. I understand that you get people talking, like if you say it's a feature on there that I think people are going to love, they're going to anticipate the album even more hearing other people's opinion about it. But for me, like I said, I'm just waiting to press play from start to finish. I did hear that Pusha T verse on So Be It, though. I said I wasn't listening to no Clipse songs until the album came out, but with so much surrounding the So Be It verse with Travis Scott, I did take a peep at that. But nonetheless, I'm still waiting till this album drops in a couple more weeks. But some things I've heard surrounding this album in the past couple weeks that caught my attention. First, this Kendrick Lamar feature. This Kendrick Lamar feature started a whole fiasco. I'm not sure if they did an interview with GQ. I can't remember how this information got put out to the public, but it was said that Def Jam wanted Clipse to take the Kendrick Lamar feature off the record. And everybody know what happened last year, Kendrick, Drake. Years before that, Drake, Pusha T. Drake has this lawsuit now. So the optics of having Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T on the same record, no matter what either of them say, they could say something about going out to eat or something like that. It doesn't have to be nothing pertaining to Drake, but just the optics of it probably look away. So Def Jam was like, yo, we not putting this album out unless you cut the Kendrick verse. So Clipse left Def Jam and they're going to Roc Nation. I don't know if it's for management, distribution. I'm not sure the whole contract and all that, but I think they're saying basically they left Def Jam for Roc Nation. So it brought the conversation to like Def Jam fumbling artists throughout the years. The two that come to my mind personally, Big Crit and Dave East. Big Crit being from the South, being from Mississippi, we heard his mixtapes, and you know, during that era of the blog era, it worked like that. Like your mixtape game popping, you get signed to a label. The difference was, and I even heard this back then when when Big Crit was on Def Jam, when he was dropping those mixtapes and those albums. Early 2010, going to like 2014, 15, because I think 2017, He released his first project after leaving Def Jam. That was that 2 disc that I really like. It had that 1999 with Lloyd. It had that Getaway. It was 2 sides, so it was a gang of songs, but it's a very, very cohesive album. And what I was about to say, oh yeah, during that time period, I was seeing interviews on YouTube of how people like, yo, Def Jam was holding Big Crit back. And they was like, well, at the time, Kanye West was a priority at Def Jam. And Kanye West brought artists on with him, or he connected with different artists on that label already. So you was either affiliated with good music or you was in with good music. And if Def Jam eyes, it was Kanye West, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, Pusha T, shit. Even Sci-Hi got put on the back burner. And he was writing that shit for Kanye. So for Big Crit, he was in a tough position early. Everybody knew it, but he eventually got out his Def Jam deal. 2 Chainz, of course, he's independent now. He's out his Def Jam deal. I just thought Dave East was going to represent that New York guy for Def Jam during his era, but at that time period, everything was in, you know what I'm saying, discombobulated with Def Jam by the time Dave East got on. So this thing with Clipse, Def Jam, the Kendrick Lamar verse, that was started early talks of the album rollout for me personally. And then we got this So Be It record that dropped last week. This So Be It record, like I said, I saw clips of the video, and I've heard Pusha T's third verse when he was aiming things at Travis Scott. Basically saying, you know, you cried to me. I'm guessing that was probably Astroworld tragedy shit. Which, by the way, I saw they got a documentary about that on Netflix, about the Astroworld, everything that happened with that concert. I was like, damn, I ain't expect the documentary. I forgot that happened, about 3 years ago? 3-4 years ago? That was, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, I don't know, I might watch it. I saw it, but I didn't watch it. What I did watch, and this is just a quick segue, I can't remember the name of the documentary. It's only about 50 minutes long, but it's about this guy who won mayor. I cannot remember what city. Toronto. He won mayor of Toronto. He was on camera smoking crack. Trust me, they get right to it. It's about 50 minutes long. The dude who won mayor of Toronto. It's on Netflix. Check it out. But going back to So Be It verse, calling Travis Scott out. Video came out. Travis played Pharrell, the Meltdown song from Utopia. Before the Drake verse came in, I'm seeing people saying the Drake verse came in the day of the album dropping, the night before the album dropping. So who knows? And basically what Pusha T was saying is Travis Scott has been playing both sides of the fence for some years now. And I do agree, because I've said that when Sicko Mode came out, when Meltdown came out, I was like, okay, I know Travis is cool with Kanye, but he's letting Drake come on the song. This was 2018, Astroworld, everything happened in 2018, Scorpion, Pusha T, Drake, Kanye West was all around the world, going to Wyoming. 2018 was like one of the last real years of it's something to talk about in hip-hop where it's intriguing. Now news come out every day, every week. Some we care about, some we really don't care about. But during that 2018 when, I want to say, yeah, that's when Kanye did the TMZ and all that stuff. And then it was just a lot going on 2018. And that's why I really thought about first, because when Sicko Mode came out, they were saying Drake was taking shots at Kanye. Scorpion came out, all this and that. So I'm like, okay, Travis, every time Drake gets on the feature with him, it seems like Drake is taking shots at Kanye or Pusha T and Pharrell. Now, doing some research, for some reason, because Travis Scott, and he's admitted Kanye West and Kid Cudi being like his top idols, right? I always thought Pharrell was in that conversation too when it comes to Travis. So yeah, he played the song for him. I'm guessing they do got some type of relationship. But what I'm saying is I thought he looked at Pharrell the same way he did Kanye. But when I went back and how many collabs they got, it ain't like how Travis collabed with Kanye, unless it's just information I'm not privy to. But for some reason, I always thought that Pharrell was in that box of Travis is close to this guy. He holds this guy in high regard. I thought it was more publicized, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Pusha T, Travis Scott, Kanye, they were all good music. I think Pusha T was good music. I think Travis was affiliated. No paperwork or nothing. I don't know. It did make me think, though. Like, is Travis playing both sides? Like, we saw the Astro World documentary when he heard the Drake Sicko Mode verse. We see the video, he playing Pharrell Meltdown, then Drake come on Meltdown saying how he had Pharrell jury and he gonna melt it down. And, and Pusha has made it clear. Pusha Ben made it clear. He did that interview on Joe Budden's show years ago. He was like, if you're taking shots at my man, I gotta shoot back because I might get hit. Obviously, yeah, Drake is talking to Kanye a lot, but some people may think you're talking about me, and that has happened. When you look back at Duppy freestyle, it's like, yeah, he taking shots at Pusha, but he also taking shots at Kanye. You know what I'm saying? So Pusha thinking about, I'm standing next to him, I might get hit. I got to defend myself. So it's a whole fiasco going on, man. Travis, I don't think he should respond. I doubt he responds. I'm on the side of Travis can't rap, so I've said that numerous times. Love his music, but when he do that coffee bean type rapping, I ain't here for that. Give me the demon sounds, give me the auto-tune, give me the psychedelic beats, give me the hook that go crazy, give me the high energy. But I ain't here for Travis Scott, coffee bean, what most of Utopia was, him trying to rap, and I ain't here for that, dog. So I don't know, but it makes me wonder, like, and going into this Jim Jones Nas situation, because Jim Jones and Pusha had a little back and forth, brief back and forth a couple years ago. But Pusha, like, y'all got to hear the rest of the album. The people who went to the listening, I haven't seen no tweets saying, like, yeah, we heard some more shots. I don't know what all they heard, but I'm sure Pusha, especially with Jim Jones being in the news cycle, I'm sure Pusha ain't forgot about that. So I'm very curious to see what this Clipse album talking about still. I really want to hear the Kendrick verse because they talking about the Kendrick verse, and I'm like, they saying it's nothing to make the label be anxious about him being on the record. So, they keep building. I like how Malice just staying in the cut, letting Pusha just, play the game. That's what Pusha T doing. He playing the game. I'm going to get people talking. I don't care if I'm calling out Drake, Travis Scott, whoever. I'm getting people talking. Sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't. I'm on the side of just let the music speak. But yeah, you got to play the game. Shit, their first album together since 2009. I understand it. And now we got this Jim Jones situation, man. Jim Jones is at it again. This time, it's Nas. Now, granted, once again, I'm talking about two guys from New York. I am a 31-year-old Southerner, right? I rock with Nas music. I rock with Jim Jones. But Jim Jones out of his damn mind. Jim Jones is out of his damn mind right now. Once again, you're getting people talking, though. You're playing the game. I understand that sentiment all the way. Whether I agree with it or not, it's facts. You say something outrageous, whether it's factual, not factual, opinionated, you got a history book showing you the facts, people still going to have their own narrative and what they agree with and what they don't agree with. But the only thing about Jim Jones, if one is out of his mind because Illmatic is Illmatic. It was written as it was written. Nas just went on a 6-album run with Hit Boy. That's the one thing I really don't understand when people talk about Nas right now. I'm like, bro, just a few years ago, y'all were the same people talking about this 6-album run, and now all of a sudden everybody just forgot about it. I still go back and listen to King Disease and those Magics. When they was dropping, I was talking about them on the podcast. We just act like Nas ain't putting nothing out since fucking Ether or something like that. So that's one thing about Jim. I'm like, bro, granted, Jim and Nas got a history. Ever since this been popping, I've been seeing old clips on my TikTok. Nas saying back in like '04, he was like, imagine waking up and saying, I'm about to write a diss about Jim Jones. He's like, what's that going to do for me right now in my life? So I'm seeing clips from back in the day. I'm like, okay, this is why Jim is talking like this. You know how you can have a debate with somebody, especially about music, because it's the easiest debates to have because you literally got like facts to back your points up. But some people just don't like to bring them up when they letting somebody just get their shit off. So Jim Jones is the type I've noticed when he's talking about comparing himself to artists, because like I said, he said something about Pusha T, Styles P, and Nas. And Styles P said, he was like, fam, just look at who I'm featured with compared to who he featured with. He was like, bro, when I got people in the veins of Rakim up to Jay-Z, to Notorious B.I.G., to the youngest like Currency, when I'm stamped all around the board, who am I to talk about Jim Jones right now? That's what everybody has the same sentiment with this. But Jim Jones is the debater where he just trying to convince himself of why he's right. And the things he's bringing up are wrong as well. You say talk about bring up Billboard. People went and researched Billboard and it still showed Nas got more entries. He tells Jadakiss, and I'm a Southerner, so I want to know what people from up top think about Jim Jones telling Jadakiss his son doesn't know not one Nas song. And Jadakiss like, bro, my son in his 20s, he know Nas albums. And Jim was like, well, that's your son. They should have said, so, bro, how you let your son be born and raised in New York and not know one Nas song? Granted, y'all got beef. I understand it from back in the day. Bruh, get over it, dog. Get over it, man. We need to go back. You know what we need to bring back? We need to bring back just calling it how it is, man. Back in the day, being around your cousins, your parents, family function, family friends, shit, even at school even. It was some people you just saw walking down the street, walking down the hallway, whatever, at the family function. Oh, that's such and such. He always talk crazy shit. And just leave it at that. It don't gotta be no, oh, bro, maybe he right. Maybe he got a third eye. No. No, that's him. He's the type of he's the type of person when you get in a debate with him, you can't tell him right from wrong. You can't bring up the facts. He got his mind set up already. This how he feel, and he gonna stand on it. Salute, but you talking crazy as hell right now. We literally see the facts. We literally know Illmatic. It was written. Ether, I Am album, Stillmatic. And I ain't even the biggest Nas discography guy. I like Illmatic. I like It Was Written. Stillmatic, it can get me through. I love Lost Tapes with Blazer 50 and all that. I love that. And the shit he put out with Hit Boy, but it's Nas albums even I haven't listened to yet. But I know enough to know on his features, the John Blaze feature, the Belly shit with Ja Rule, Method Man, and DMX. I've heard enough. The shit with Mobb Deep, I've heard enough Nas, and I've heard enough Jim Jones to know the difference. And y'all know I fuck with Jim Jones. Life as a Rider, Hustler's Poem album, El Capo album, the Dipset shit. I fuck with Jim Jones. So I'm not a born and raised New Yorker, but I've heard enough music from both. There's a difference. I've heard enough Styles P and Jim Jones to know there's a difference. I've heard enough Pusha T and Jim Jones to know there's a difference. I like all these guys, but Jim Jones, he's getting people talking. He's playing the game. If you take any away from this episode, talking about the Clipse, talking about Clipse, I hate saying the Clipse, talking about Clipse, talking about Jim Jones, they're getting people talking and they're playing the game. That's the world we live in now. When it comes to content, I'm just so happy to have a voice and ability to talk and just say shit to get people talking. I'm not up here jumping on tables and screaming at the mic to get, no. I'm not up here having people on pine them in the face. I'm not doing none of that, bro. I'm just sitting here giving my opinion on topics I find interesting. But there are some people in this world who will do the most outrageous things, man. It's some people in this world that could just, y'all see it on the internet. The internet, it's the internet now. But Pusha T, No Malice, Clipse album coming soon. I'm anticipating it. Jim Jones, who's next? Who could possibly be next? Pusha T, Styles P, and Nas. Something tell me he's going to say Jay-Z. Something tell me he's going to say Wayne. Let me think, somebody from the West Coast. He might say Kendrick Lamar soon. Who knows? Jim Jones is on a tear right now. Get out of Jim Jones' way, man. I don't know what his bigger plan is. That's the crazy part. Like, what are you trying to drive people to? What information are you trying to get to when you say these things, Jim Jones? What is Jim Jones' bigger goal? What can Jim Jones do to make us say, I want to see what Jim Jones got going on? Because why is he saying these things about Nas? Is it leading to an album, a Dipset reunion? What is it leading to? What is the bigger goal for Jim Jones talking about Nas like this? That's what I want to know. Oh, man. I'm sending love and light out to everybody, man. We in a crazy world right now. I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, stuff with Iran, Jim Jones, shit, wrestling goddamn getting on my nerves. Man, get y'all money, stay prayed up, drink some water, man, and just live y'all life, dog. Just live y'all life, man. But this been episode 288, Stash House Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys go out. Have a great work week. If you're taking summer classes, have a great school week. If you're doing vacations, y'all be careful. Be mindful of y'all surroundings. If y'all working, hitting that clock, salute. I'm right there with you. If you're taking off days, mental health days, man, do that. Just sit around and do nothing. I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all. If you're working out, the gym, stay consistent. If you out there to park with me, stay consistent. Be mindful of this heat, too. Whether you're working out in the sun or just running errands, be mindful of this heat. Keep me in your prayers. I do the same for y'all. Salute.